Hey guys, Krabby Critics here, and today we're going to be reviewing Deadpool 2. So this movie is about everyone's favorite Marvel anti-hero, the Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool. So there's not much to tell about this movie. It's a Deadpool movie. Go watch it. It's fun.
It's a comedy that puts in a little bit of drama, a little bit of character development, and then a little bit of crude humor and a lot of blood.
A whole lot of blood. Yeah. This one definitely did amp up the violence. And then they toned down the sexual jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just a lot more violent-based humor rather than sexual, which I can appreciate.
I feel like while the first one was like probably, a better balance of like comedy and actual lines to the action and the violence and stuff like that, I feel like this one is weighted way more towards the just like, oh, let's kick some ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah.
But as always, we'll go into spoilers later. Let's be non-spoiler at first. So stick around. A lot of people actually are saying that they like the first one better. But that's a really tough one for me. Because in some ways I like this one better. In other ways I like the other one better. The other one was definitely more lighthearted and just about the jokes, it kind of seemed. Whereas this one had a more serious tone to it, even though it was still funny.
Yeah.
It just definitely had a more serious tone. And that I kind of liked. There was some points where I think they could have been funnier, and they actually missed quite a few good opportunities for really good jokes. But then they were just kind of getting more serious.
I might consider myself to be part of the camp where I kind of like the first one a little bit better. Like I've rewatched that movie a couple times, and I'm entertained pretty consistently throughout that entire movie.
Yeah.
This movie, just on that first sitting, like I felt like I was going in there expecting to like laugh my ass off every like couple minutes or so. But I feel like there were very long stretches of time where the action was cool, but I was expecting some more punch isn't the right word, but some more laughter.
A little bit funny. Yeah, that's one thing where like I actually was laughing quite a bit the first time watching it. I saw it a second time, and the second time it wasn't as funny. Like, just I don't know. It seems like it doesn't have much rewatchability almost.
I feel like it suffered a little bit from the commercials kind of sucking the comedy value out of it.
Yeah, they put a lot of the good lines in there, and then they even changed the scenes from the way they were set up in the commercial.
Yeah, so it was even a little off-putting when like they did something unexpected, but maybe not quite in a good way.
Yeah, and then they would like actually change it, and it wasn't funny, and it was like, it was funnier in the commercial. Why couldn't you just do that? So that it just like you said, it was just kind of off-putting.
To be fair, there were a couple of things that you see in the commercial, and then something like happens immediately after that scene that they had in the commercial, and it made that part funnier. Yeah.
But then even with those kind of negative things about it, it still is really funny. I really liked it. It's definitely like, I feel like the jokes they do have it are a little bit more memorable than the jokes in the first Deadpool. Where at the same time, that kind of counteracts the rewatchability, because then if you remember the joke perfectly, then when you watch it, it's not going to be as funny rewatching it.
Yeah.
Whereas the first Deadpool, you kind of forget how many funny jokes there are. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that way.
Yeah.
There's just some really good moments in this one that really stood out to me. And like, I'll just continue to remember those. Whereas the first Deadpool, I don't think it had too many moments that really stood out.
Yeah.
It had a very constant kind of flat tone to it, but that flat tone was a very high flat tone, and it was funny.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I definitely say is more of a up and down type thing. But then even with the seriousness and the plot, I do like the plot better than the first one.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a more complex plot, maybe. It's not overly complex.
There's certain things to it that really aren't original at all.
Yeah.
There's certain things that, like, when you watch it, you can. It's like, yes, I've seen this before.
There's a very similar, like, now that I'm kind of thinking about in the context of the first movie, there's a lot of similarities with kind of what's going on. Like, they threw in their own little curveball down the middle, with like him trying to act like a father figure type of thing.
Yeah.
But there was a fairly consistent theme with the old one, with some twists added in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I did notice about the jokes in this one, it was a lot of jokes about other movies and just a lot of jokes within the Marvel universe.
I mean, that's what Deadpool's supposed to be.
It is, yeah.
The third wall breaker.
Like, that was like almost all of the jokes was a lot of the wall breaking, and then the just talking about other movies, period, like just other pop culture movies in general.
There were,
whereas
like,
the first one, they had their moments, but not as many as this one.
Yeah, I feel like they filled it so much that there were one or two, and maybe this is just because I'm uncultured about certain things, but there were just so many of them that there is probably at least one or two that you're not going to get. And it's just going to go completely over your head. And sometimes jokes can be funnier when they go over your head. But they just weren't. They just kind of felt stale to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my fault, but yeah.
Definitely, like you said, with this one, it brings a more kick-ass tone to it. The characters are a lot more badass in this one than I would say the first one.
Yeah.
Cable is super cool. I'm a big fan of Cable. I did not know anything really about Domino before this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting really to like her at all, honestly. But I actually was a big fan of her. I thought she was pretty cool. And just like their action sequences, I think, were a lot better than the first one. You could tell they had that higher budget and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then even with it not thinking about the higher budget, it's just everything was a lot cooler, I think, in this one. But yeah.
So let's get into spoilers.
First let's give it a rating, and then we'll get into spoilers.
Oh, sorry. I just want to spoil everything.
Yeah. So this was pretty difficult trying to decide on a rating because I was
8 out of 10.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 for Barrett, but for me, when I first saw it, I was like, this is like a 9 point something at least, because I really liked it. After watching it again, I'm like,
And you have to keep in mind, all our ratings are always like very within the category of the movie. Like, we're not comparing this to like a drama or anything like that. Like, our ratings are based off of like comedy and then like superhero comedy as kind of like a little tag in there. But yeah, it's very dependent on the theme.
But yeah, I think the first one technically just gets a slight notch above this one for me. So like maybe the first one's a 9, whereas this one, literally I would go for 8.9 for this one.
Yeah.
That'll be my rating for this one, just because it's like, just because that I realized that it really doesn't have that rewatchability. Yes, I will probably watch this again in the future and whatnot. But then I'll definitely have to wait a long time to watch it in order for me to fully enjoy it, or else I'm just gonna remember everything and be like, okay.
I wonder if it's influencing it for me, but I recently watched on HBO. Did you see The Hitman's Bodyguard?
Yes, I didn't think that one was very good.
Yeah, I watched that recently. I wonder if that's influencing me at all.
Maybe,
because I get a little bit too much Ryan Reynolds.
Too much Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds in every movie he's in, especially the R-rated ones.
Yeah.
Because he's just the same person in every movie, which is perfect for Deadpool. But yeah. So yeah, I'd say those are our ratings. Really good movie. It's funny. It's like, it's not quite super funny. It's still, I really liked it. I thought it was super funny, but like could have been a a little bit further. If you are a fan of the first one, you'll definitely like this one. Whether you like the first one better or whatnot, you'll still like this one. So I definitely recommend to go see it. If you haven't seen the first one, technically you don't need to see it to see this one, but we would recommend seeing
But
the
it's
first
his
one
origin
first.
story,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So go out and see it. That's our recommendation.
Spoilers!
Yeah.
They fucking off most of the characters in the trailer. I did not expect that.
That was my favorite part when the X-Force just all died.
Yeah, there was like some. They had Old Spice. What's his name?
Terry Crews.
Yeah, they had Terry Crews
And Bill Skarsgård, who plays Pennywise in the new It. Did you know that was him?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no.
the vomit dude.
Oh.
The acid vomit.
I would have never realized that.
Yeah, he gets put right in the wood chipper. Oh, that's just, I was not expecting, like, as soon as, like, Terry Crews, like, hit it, I was like, oh, okay. And then the next guy on the helicopter, I was like, they're all gonna die. I don't know. I just enjoyed that, like, so much, especially the first time. They just all died. It was great.
Yes.
Um,
And then I didn't, like, after that happened, I didn't expect them to keep Domino. I thought they were just gonna, like, off everybody and then it's just Deadpool again.
mhm.
Deadpool and Dopender.
Yeah.
But it ended up, like, she stayed around and she had ended up being a good character.
Mm-hmm. In a way, I kind of wish that, like, the X-Force lasted a little bit longer just to die during the fight, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they just, like, a couple of them died when landing and then the rest of them died immediately during the fight.
Yeah.
It would have added more variety, because otherwise it was a little repetitive. Like, within the joke, it got repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still really funny, so
Yes.
it's whatever.
But throughout this movie, Deadpool's trying to be father figure. I had really mixed feelings about the kid.
The kid was definitely the worst part of the movie.
I had mixed feelings. Kid was the
Yeah.
worst part of the movie.
I mean, but that's the thing, though,
Yeah.
is he wasn't absolutely terrible. There's been way more annoying kids. Like, as far as the kid as an actor, he wasn't annoying. He was not an annoying kid. Usually kids can be annoying in movies. This kid was not annoying.
You just didn't connect to him.
Yeah, and he had weird lines. And
Yeah.
it was like, I understand your weird lines are fine. Your weird lines are, it's kind of funny. But okay, like you said, at the end the movie, when he, like, blows up the hole in the little church, and then Deadpool and Cable go flying out, he's like, damn, it feels good to be gangsta. It's like,
Okay.
yeah. So, like, it was like, I don't really have an issue with him doing that, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Could have had him make a joke, you know? Like, I don't know what joke would have been good, but could have thought about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the kid was odd.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did appreciate that they didn't care about showing him getting punched in the face a bunch of times by a prison inmate, because usually they're like, don't touch kids, they're kids. But
Deadpool, no touching.
I did appreciate all their pedophile jokes in this movie. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because usually that's like a subject you cannot make jokes on, and that was like their subject that they didn't make jokes on.
That was the hidden theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was definitely fresh jokes versus all just like constant sex jokes or whatever. Even though technically it's a sex joke, but
And they
a
did
different type.
They did play around a lot more with the concept of Deadpool, like, losing, like, entire sections of his body.
Yeah.
Like that, there were multiple times where he like lost his legs and he grew back his prepubescent legs,
Little baby legs.
little baby legs, which was
Yeah.
it was so funny.
That was great.
I also didn't expect Cable to, like, join up with him.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to be moral
I
enemies.
figured they would, honestly. But
Is that a big part of their backstory?
I really have no idea.
You don't know?
All I know is Cable is Cyclops' son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. But then like introducing like Juggernaut was pretty cool.
Yeah,
because like they said Juggernaut in X-Men 3, and he was just like a normal sized dude. So the fact of making him all big and whatnot, I thought that was cool. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And he was still alive at the very end. So if I'm sure they're gonna make a Deadpool 3, so if he's like somehow in there, I'll be down for that because Juggernaut's pretty cool. I think.
I wonder if it's gonna be like so. One of the funniest parts of the movie was him correcting the timelines.
Oh yeah,
at the very end.
That was the best jokes. Was after the after credit scenes. And so great.
I wonder if it's gonna be like, cause he corrected the whole Vanessa getting killed part of things. I wonder if that's gonna like if somebody's like
that'll carry over.
Yeah, I wonder if one that'll carry over, and two if that's gonna be like confusing during the first part. It's like the first part of the next movie. It's gonna be like you spent the entire movie showing that Vanessa got offed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess, the people that would watch him all the way through.
At the same time, it's a comedy, so whatever.
Yeah. Just skim over that.
But either way, with everything, it's a great addition to the Deadpool franchise and great continuation of doing R-rated superhero films. And we hope we get more out of it, whether it be Deadpool or something else entirely. More R-rated superhero movies is
There's
the way
Venom
to go.
on the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't know if it's rated R for sure yet.
Oh, okay.
Because there was talks of like, is it going to be rated R still? So
fair.
I hope it's rated R. I think it's going to be. My money's on it being rated R.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's going to be garbage. I can tell you that. So the hope is for Venom to be rated R. And for more R-rating movies, because R-rated movies are just better than censored movies.
Ooh, there's a large section of the internet that will fight you on that, but...
Ooh, yeah. Well, fight me. Okay, well, anyway, thanks for watching. You can continue to watch more of our reviews. You can clickety-clack our Avengers review. And while you're at it, clickety-clack more buttons, like the subscribe button and the like button. And...
go ahead and share. Go ahead and favorite. Go ahead and sell your soul while you're at it.
Yeah.
Hit the bell icon so you get notifications.
Share it to your Facebook.
Because YouTube
share it to your
doesn't
Twitter.
show people that you're subscribed to.
YouTube doesn't like us, so, or anybody for that matter.
Demonetized, even though we don't have enough subscribers for monetization.
Almost monetized until they came out with the new rules, and then we're like, okay, and then they came out with even more rules, and
what does this have to do with Deadpool? Subscribe. Thanks for watching Krabby Critics.